talked about with my friend Nani about what the hell I was going to talk about, like what am I not, what doesn't define me. First I thought, well, something funny, like, not defined by my choice in men. But the boys are really fun, so I said, fuck it, I don't want to talk about that. And then I said, I don't want, maybe I'll do multiple sclerosis and epilepsy, which is what I have. But it does define me, so I have a really hard time shaping a story around something that felt like a lie, because it does define me. No matter how you want to work around it, that's the way it is. So this is my story for you. Here we go. Are you ready? Okay. So the white man's checkout line has kind of become a cumulative metaphor for my life. Yeah, I know, right? It's when I got up to the cashier, it was kind of like I was this anti-hero with just 3 looks from 3 different people. I was this parasite on society, like that, just 3 little looks, you know. And it summed up my whole entire life. So the first girl, I get up to the counter, and I start to put all my crap on the counter. Now this is WIC, okay? So WIC, you have very specific items that you have to buy. Very specific ounces. They make sure that you are taken care of nutritionally. So if you pick the wrong thing, it's very confusing. It's just like, you know, very confusing. So anyway, so I get up there, and you have to display to the world this giant WIC check, right up on the counter, and that's all I work shit up, right? And the cashier is a 16-year-old little girl, beautiful long hair, you know, gorgeous black skin, braces, right? Nice hipster glasses. And she gives me this look of just like, she doesn't know what to do, because I'm there with my daughter, and I'm just like, you know, it wasn't even that she was stumbling, it was just a second look. That's all it was, and then that's all I needed. I wanted to scream at her, like, no, you don't understand. I'm disabled, I'm allowed to have this. Like, I worked really hard, but that's okay, because I don't work anymore, you know. Like, don't you know I have fucking MS? Like, don't look at me like that, you know. And to talk a little bit about MS, the way I like to explain it to people is that in my brain and in my spine, in 42 different places, are these little tiny rub-outs of my neurons. Now it's hard to explain, but the way I explain it is like light switches with dimmers, okay? So I have all these fucking light switches all over my body, and it's like this insane little fat kid running down the hallway, like, you know, screaming and switching them on and off, and it doesn't matter if I get upset, maybe my leg goes, you know. If I get flustered, maybe I can't see out of my left eye for a little bit. As of right now, I can't feel my left hand, my left leg, and there's a lot of pain going on. So that's why I'm usually out of here before, you know, everyone's even opening up the door. So anyway, so this little girl, she gives me this look, and I just want to scream at her, no. Right? Look, okay. So then, I look behind me, and there's this customer, and she gives me this look. She's a middle-aged woman, this perfect little haircut. She gives me this look of just like, you know, like that's what she's spending her tax money on, is me. And I'm there, and she's looking at me, and she's looking at all my other items. And this fucking bitch, right, this bitch behind me, makes me so uncomfortable that I start to focus solely on my daughter as this other little girl is cashing me out and reviewing each item and comparing it to something, okay? So I'm sitting there with my daughter, Pearl, and I'm like, I love you. You know, I love you, you know, you're so pretty, and then I'm afraid that I'm going to just stampede this horrible, something horrible. I'm building something really bad inside of her because I'm so anxious and nervous that this bitch behind me is judging me because I have WIC in front of me. You know, she's spending her money on me. So that was that look. And then the manager comes up, okay, just let me buy you something. I'm sorry if you're under 30. I don't like you. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Especially if you're a teenager. It has nothing to do with you. It's my business. My life experience is all it is. I'm sorry. Like, I kind of like you, but like really, like, I'm sorry. You are the metaphor that took my husband. You are the this and this and that. So anyway, so this manager comes up and she's blonde. Right? She's blonde. And she comes up and she's just like, she gives me this look of just because I have life experience like you wouldn't believe. Like, don't look at me like that. That's really mean, you know? Like, just, it makes me angry still, because every time I met Wegmans, like, my system manager, and she's just always does that. Right, so anyway, so I'm screaming in my head at her, I am smart, right? And she looks at me, she's like, you have the wrong cereal, right? And I was just like, fuck, cereal, fuck, right? Because I have been in this line now for 3 minutes with just my wife. Now I have a whole other, because they had the cashier out